You're listening to Community Heroes podcast featuring people sharing about their stories with their disabilities. And now for your hosts, Brandon and Pate. Welcome back to Community Heroes podcast. In today's episode, I have the privilege to interview the Canada Paralympian Sitting volleyball player, Julie Kozun. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Can you tell us about your disability and what it is?
Yeah, so when I was 15, I lost my lower left leg in a lawnmowing accident. And so my disability is amputee. And yeah, it was quite traumatic, but I got through it. So
What was it like, obviously, growing up, and how did you overcome the challenges?
I grew up in a small town, Melfort, Saskatchewan, in Canada, with about 5,000 people about. So everyone kind of knew my story and what happened. And honestly, like from day to day, I don't really notice it too much anymore. Like, it's just my regular life now. And sometimes there might be a day here or there that it affects me a little bit more. But other than that, day to day is pretty normal.
How's it been like, obviously, getting to compete in sitting volleyball?
It's been pretty amazing getting to travel the world and see other countries and play internationally has been, like probably one of my greatest achievements. So yeah.
How has being able to play sitting volleyball helped you to have that outlet to be able to play sports with a disability?
Yeah. So playing sitting volleyball with a disability is, like when I would play standing volleyball with my prosthetic leg, you don't like feel as equal to everyone. But when you're playing sitting, everyone is sitting on the floor and everyone has some type of disability or physical limitation. So you are on a way more equal playing field, which is one of my favorite parts about it. So yeah, I think just like being equal to who I'm playing beside is kind of the biggest outlet for me.
Have you not let your disability define you into the athlete that you are today?
I would say my disability does kind of define me by the athlete that I am, just because without my disability, I wouldn't be on this team or where I am today. But like, I wouldn't say it defines me as a person, but I would say like it defines me as an athlete for sure.
What was the experience like for you to come to Team Canada and to get to play for sitting volleyball?
Playing for Team Canada has given me a new sense of purpose and pride. I love representing Canada, and it's always been a dream of mine. So, yeah.
What was that feeling like getting to make the team to go to the Paralympics, to go to Tokyo?
Pretty amazing. So, between every event, you get picked on a roster. So, because you are already on the team, doesn't always mean you'll for sure get to travel with the team. But we were all put on that Tokyo roster, and I would say the feeling of qualifying for the Tokyo Paralympics was the biggest moment in that whole journey. So yeah, just securing that roster to Tokyo just kind of really secured it for me. So super exciting.
How has it been like obviously getting to help young athletes that have disabilities know that they can one day become a Paralympian?
Yeah, it's very inspiring. I love inspiring others. It's very humbling. I've met a few girls and I've had a few different girls come out and try out on our team before. And one of them is currently playing with us today. So, helping out anyone that I can, just, it's changing someone's life. So,
What were some of your favorite memories and moments getting to compete in Tokyo?
in Tokyo, it was a little different because of COVID. So, obviously, the whole Paralympic experience wasn't there because we weren't allowed to have any fans. Or really, but the village life, I would think, is still very much more the same. And yeah, just hanging out in the village with my teammates and getting to do some fun things. And that was and competing, obviously.
What was that like getting to compete in the Paralympics for the first time?
It was pretty amazing. But also, like I said, without the crowd, it really did kind of take away from some of the experience. The stands were pretty quiet, but it was still awesome being able to play on that stage and seeing me watching the games. It's like I'm still in awe.
How is that like obviously getting to represent sitting volleyball and Team Canada at the biggest stage?
It was it was a dream come true for sure. I've always dreamt of it, and it happening was amazing. But when you're in the moment, it takes a while for you to process. But I would say it's kind of overwhelming, but not really at the same time. But yeah.
Of course, for our listeners that don't know, can you talk about how do you play sitting volleyball?
Yep. So it's just like regular volleyball, except for the court is smaller and the net is lower. The net is about 1.5 meters for height for women, and I'm gonna say 2 meters for men, I think. And the court is about 3-4 meters. I don't know. You can Google the dimensions, but and all the rules are the same except for you can block serves, and you can block serves, but your butt can't lift off the ground. So if you lift your butt off the ground, it's called a lift, and it's a point for the other team. So those are two rules that are a little different. And yeah, other than that, it's all the same.
Was that like obviously getting to compete with some of your teammates like Peyton there?
It was pretty awesome playing with Peyton. She is one of the girls that I actually got to come onto the team with me. So I recruited her, I like to say. But yeah, it was playing with your best friends is like an experience you never kind of get. So it was pretty awesome.
How was that feeling like getting to compete at the biggest stage of the Paralympics?
It was pretty cool feeling. It was something that we've been working for a long time. So for me, 6 years about. So to get there finally was pretty awesome, and especially after all the unknowing stuff with the Tokyo Paralympics, right? Because we didn't know if it was happening for a long time, and so just being able to finally get there was awesome.
Of course, being a sitting volleyball player, how has that helped you in having that outlet to reach out to people in the disability community?
Yeah, I think I've definitely kind of made some waves and people are hearing about the sport more and more. I am the only athlete from Saskatchewan, so I do like to be an advocate for it. But yeah, so it's a great outlet, and whenever I get the chance to talk about it, I love to do it. So
What has that been like, obviously being an advocate for adaptive sports?
it's challenging, but it's so rewarding at the same time. Be like try like you just find yourself explaining a lot, right? And kind of repeating yourself here and there, but people are just curious and they have questions and I love to answer them for them. So it's pretty great.
What is that like, obviously getting to meet your fans that are also in the disability community and get to teach them how to one day become a Paralympian?
I haven't met too many fans. Like I said, I'm the only one from Saskatchewan, so there's a lot of my community knows about me and what I've done. So I haven't got to meet too many people, but I definitely hope to meet someone who has watched and get to talk to them a little bit more about it.
What has life been outside of balancing being a Paralympian?
It's not easy. Balancing life and work and volleyball is a lot of work, but I have a pretty great support system with my family and friends, and I work for a really good company, Richardson Pioneer, and they allow me to take my time off. So, I wouldn't be able to do it without the help I have.
What are some of your future plans in the sport of sitting volleyball?
I plan to qualify for Paris in 2024 and hopefully win a medal.
Of course, how has that training been like, obviously getting to prepare for Paris 2024?
So this year, usually we have 4 years in between, and obviously there's only 3 years. So our training period is shortened by a year. But we kind of we just came home from Worlds and we won silver there. So we just came short of qualifying, but we still have 2 more years to go. So we'll be starting up training again in January in the new year. And yeah, we'll be busy till the end of the year.
What advice would you give those people that are looking to get involved in adaptive sports, whether it's sitting volleyball, goalball, or any sport?
Yeah, just try and reach out to someone, and that's just how I got started. Someone just reached out to the coach for me, and that's how we got started. And it might look like a far-fetched dream, but it's definitely possible, and you can do anything you set your mind to. I would definitely say like be prepared for commitment and sacrifices and birthdays, weddings, concerts. It's going to be a lot harder to attend all those things when you're busy, but it's definitely worth it in the end. So,
What advice would you give those people that are looking to compete in the Paralympics for the first time or multiple times?
yeah, just keep your mind to it and, and keep going for it because it's not easy, but you don't do it for easy, right? So,
What advice would you give those people that are looking to represent a national team in sitting volleyball, whether it's Canada, US, or another team?
I would say just be prepared for all the things that come with it. It's a lot of responsibility, and people are watching you, and you're not only representing yourself, but you're also representing your country. So, you have to be mindful and respectful and yeah, just be the best version of yourself.
Where can our listeners find you at on social media?
My Instagram is just Julie Kozun, and I also have a sitting volleyball page called Julie Kozun Sitting V-Ball. And yeah, those are my Instagram handles. So
Thank you again, Julie Kozun, for your interview, and best of luck in your future as a Canada Paralympian sitting volleyball player.
thank you.
You can find Community Heroes on Facebook at Community Heroes, Instagram at Community Heroes_NC, Twitter at com_heroes, and you can find us on YouTube at Officially Community Heroes. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you again, Julie Kozun, for your interview, and best of luck in your future.
Thank you.
You are watching Community Heroes. Please feel free to like, share, and subscribe to Community Heroes on social media and on YouTube.